Okay, in this video we're going to be doing the next 25 titles getting ranked here. So let's start by flipping pile of movies over. And in 125th place is Doctor Who Shada, which is one that Dad and I recently watched together. And it has it seems to have equal parts animation and live action. The animation is kind of weird because no other Doctor Who property that I know of has animation in it. So yeah, here's that with the Tom Baker version of the Doctor. It also has a 2003 webcast version starring Paul McGunn and Layla Ward, but I have not watched that version. I've just watched the original presentation here. So there you go. In 124th place is the Duff. And in case you don't know what the Duff stands for, it stands for Designated Ugly Fat Friend, which I don't think this girl who plays the Duff qualifies as. So, yeah. Oh, and there's Robbie Amell, as I mentioned in a previous video recently. Who's the cousin of the guy that plays Arrow. They're basically brothers, but they're actually cousins. And then up next, in 123rd place, we have the Dukes of Hazzard, the beginning, right here. And I think outside of the original series, this has my favorite Daisy Duke in it. Because the original series is just great. I'm gonna try and figure out which title is next here for a second. Hang on. Okay, so the next title up here, I had to pull up the list again here, is Easy A. Emma Stone and Amanda Bynes and Thomas Hayden Church were my draws to this movie, and it's pretty good, I guess. It's a very complicated storyline because some of the characters are not very nice and do complicated, rude things to Emma Stone's character, like bullying her. And then I've only watched the first two from Dusk Till Dawn movies, so those are the two that we'll be talking about in this video. If I watch the third one before the end of the year, I'll include it in my video later on, because for right now I'm just doing the next 25 titles as they are currently on my list. But the top 100 is subject to be a top 101 if I end up watching the third from Dusk Till Dawn movie. In 121st place is the original From Dusk Till Dawn, back here. And in 120th place is From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money, which is shorter than the original movie, peculiar enough. I have not watched From Dusk Till Dawn 3, The Hangman's Daughter yet, but I'm gonna try and do that pretty soon so I can rank it in here as well. And then we have 119th place is Django Unchained. I need to revisit this one because I don't remember a whole lot about it, but it has a pretty decent cast with Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Samuel L. Jackson, but all three of those people I like seeing in movies. I don't like DiCaprio as a person, but I like the movies he's in and the characters he plays, so there you go. And then, like I mentioned in a previous video, fairly recently, I've only watched the first disc of these movies, and I'm not sure which titles were on that disc, but all 5 of them are in 118th place to make this a shorter um, ranking than it otherwise would be if I did them all 5 individually. Okay, in 117th place is Master of Disguise, which is also a really funny movie. And Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo is 116th place. It's an alright movie. Not my subject matter. And then in 115th place is The Collector, which, if The Collector was not a killer, would be very me, but I'm not a killer, and therefore this is not me, because this is a killer. But I am a collector, we'll put it that way, of movies and TV shows, just to be clear. And music albums, and I'm starting to get into audiobooks so I can read the Harry Potter series all the way through, because whenever I've tried to listen to the audio version of Deathly Hallows, no matter how far I get in the book, it starts at the beginning and frustrates me. So, yeah. Up next is The Collection, something I have a very large one of with movies and other things that I just mentioned. That is 114th place. In 113th place is the Cloverfield Paradox, where it's kind of like a time loop or alternate reality, dark alternate reality, and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty good personally, but a lot of people don't like this or any of the Cloverfield movies. I like all 3 of them. The only reason they're so low in the ranking is because I watched so many darn movies that it's just like, yup, gotta put this lower, sorry. But yeah. And then in 112th place is 10 Cloverfield Lane. And that one is kind of like a quarantine style movie where the world is supposedly turned into a nuclear wasteland, and the radiation would kill anything that was above ground. So there's an underground bunker in the movie that's kind of like, hey, don't go outside or you'll die of radiation poisoning. Pretty interesting. And then for with this case, we're just talking about the original Cloverfield, which is in 111th place. So with Cloverfield 1, it's kind of like some disaster or like an alien invasion type thing happened, and um, yeah, pretty good movie. I liked it anyway. I like all 3 of those movies. In 110th place is Drew Barrymore's Ever After, a Cinderella Story, right here. And it's a pretty decent Cinderella story. It's set in the time period that you would think for a Cinderella movie, unlike the next movie. But I don't think they actually call her Cinderella in the movie. I might have to revisit. Yeah, they call her Danielle instead of Cinderella. So they also don't call Selena Gomez's character in this one Cinderella. She plays Mary, a modern Cinderella, complete with dancing shoes, I guess, instead of glass slippers. So, pretty good movie. This one is in 109th place. And it's a pretty good movie. This character was in Freddy vs. Jason and Heartland, apparently. And then in 108th place, we have Chronicle, while I do have a Blu-ray case for it, only the DVD was in there for some reason. And I don't think this is based on a comic book, which makes it a non-comic book, comic booky type movie that isn't based on a comic book, where these kids end up having really weird and cool abilities like flying and strength and whatnot. In 107th place, we have Brothers Bloom, or The Brothers Bloom. And this is kind of like Now You See Me, magician type movies, magician con artist type thing. Pretty good movie. The next several movies are all in the same case, so we will talk about that now after I clear this again. With the American Pie series, except for one of them. One of them is elsewhere, I guess. But anyway, in 106th place, which is last place for the American Pie movies, is American Pie Girls Rule. And it's an oddball in the franchise, but I'm not going to say why. If you want to find out why, watch all 9 of these movies, and you'll notice that Girls Rules is the only one that does not do a particular thing that I'm not going to mention here, other than pointing out to keep an eye out for that. In 105th place is American Pie: The Naked Mile. Here, in 104th place is The Book of Love. American Pie Presents The Book of Love. In 103rd place is American Pie Presents Beta House, which is this one here. In 102nd place is American Reunion, right here, or American Pie 4. In 101st place is American Pie 2. And in 100th place, which is the last one for this video, is American Pie 1. I think the other American Pie movies are higher up on the list and therefore do not fall into the bottom 100. Although I should have stopped at 101. Whoopsie. So I'll be mentioning American Pie 1 in the next video again, because I was supposed to stop at 101, so I can do 100th place up until 11th place in the next video as soon as I get this one uploaded. And I just went through 24 or 25 titles in 13 minutes. That is impressive. And I think I had all the cases ready this time. So yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video after I upload this one, and hope you enjoy this ranking extravaganza that's been going on for a while now. Hopefully it's not getting too boring for you or anything like that, because I know rankings can, depending on the length, can sometimes get tedious. So here we go.